Yeah, it's really, I think that Marg and I feel very, very lucky to play the women that we get to play on TV, you know. The character I play is so much smarter than I am, number one, which is really fun. You never get tired of doing that. And they're just, you know, they're strong women and they're professional. They're, you know, they're completely intellectual, and at the same time they feel very real. You know, they feel like real people to me. They don't feel, it feels like a person that somebody could actually be. You know, sometimes you see movies and television, which is very entertaining, but it's sort of someone that's either the superhero or the perfect, beautiful person and the life that they get to lead. And I think Marg and I get to play people that regular people can identify with, that they say, oh, I could be that person, or I could do that. And that's a really wonderful thing to get to do on television. From time to time, yes. And from Japan, I've definitely received letters from Japan, which is really wonderful. I get a lot of letters from teenagers, which is really nice. I think when we started the show, I thought we were going to get a lot of mail from jail, from prisoners, and mail sort of, I don't know, I thought the mail would be more eccentric than it's been. It's been really nice, supportive, very sort of sane fan mail, which I would have never expected. A bullet runs through it, and I believe they're from season 6, and they're actually a 2-parter episode. And there's an incident that happens in a low-income neighborhood in Las Vegas, and the cops swoop down on the event, and everyone's got a visual idea of what they think happened. So the community is very angry at the police are very angry at the community, and we spend 2 episodes almost finding out actually what happened at the crime. And I feel that it's, you know, it's a very timely episode, at least for us in America. I think that this kind of thing happens a lot. There's a lot of distrust of police and authorities. A lot of people feel very disenfranchised. Of course, we had Hurricane Katrina here last year, and there were a lot of citizens that felt like the people that are supposed to protect them really let them down or never showed up. And I think we also live in a time where there's a lot of escalation of fear and the idea that you know, people are afraid of things. Some of them are rational, some aren't rational. And I think people, at least again in America, there's a very split situation happening politically with a lot of, you know, talking like millions and millions of people, and people have very short tempers right now. So rather than sitting down and talking things through, they're leaping to anger very quickly, or they're leaping to violence very quickly. And that episode for me has a lot of those issues and ideas in it, and I thought it was really beautifully written and kind of gutsy. We don't tell a lot of stories. We don't put a lot of moral feelings into a lot of our stories. We sort of just tell a story and let people decide for themselves. And this one, I think the writers couldn't help but just put a little bit of a sense of themselves into it in a sort of a brave way that I really liked a lot.
That sounds like a nice show.
Yeah, it's really good. I think, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens in season 7, but to date, the most powerful episodes for me. Sarah and Grissom. Well, you know, Sarah, coming into season 5, kind of decided that she isn't going to chase Grissom anymore. I think she's finally recognized after almost 3-4 years of chasing him around, and he's turned her down. He's said no to dates several times. She's decided that she's just going to try and move on, you know. And of course, I think we all know that the ones that get away are sort of the ones that are definitely the hardest to forget and hardest to do that with. So there's a bit of a struggle there. You know, she's just trying to move on. I think you'll be really overjoyed. He's incredibly charming and wonderful. He's an amazing listener. Creatively, I think he's absolutely brilliant. When he started with CSI, he had come from a theater background in Chicago, Illinois, in the States. And the only way that he really knows how to work is collectively and communally, and where people develop ideas together and stories together. And he had kind of said to everyone at CBS and the writers that that's the way that this show would have to be, or else he wouldn't know how to work in that environment. So from the very beginning, we had a very collective show, and it's pretty rare on television. And the writers get together and they have think tanks and they break stories together and they work on stories together. And even sometimes when a story gets to set, the writer and the actors and the director might still be discussing it. They might make changes on the set. And so it really makes working really fun and interesting, and also you have to stay on your toes because things that you think are happening may not happen the way that you thought when you got to work. And he really brings that spirit to the set. He listens to everyone. Everyone's got an opinion that he values, and he's funny. He's my, obviously my most favorite scene partner that I've ever had, and it's been really exciting to take this journey, not only with everyone, but specifically with him. And I think that he and I both feel very, very invested in our characters, and wishing that our characters at some point way down the road have a happy ending somewhere, whatever that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real on and off camera, he's a great boss.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, and it does. It's the same. He'll tell you that he has absolutely nothing at all in common with Grissom, and some of us know that that's not entirely true. But yeah, just the professionalism and the focus. He's tireless. We would work, many, many, many long hours, and especially in the first maybe 3 or 4 seasons of the show, he was in almost every scene. No matter how tired he was, and how far into the season we were, he would come to work and give 150%. And I think that also, for everybody that was around him, it's very contagious, to someone who has that kind of enthusiasm. And and he's calm and very forgiving, Grissom is certainly. And the other thing that's great about Grissom is he's really busy doing whatever he's doing, so he's not paying too much attention on the rest of us. We really get to go out and solve our own crimes and things.